Hello everybody, I am Shobha Savior, Assistant Professor of CSE Department, Jyoti Engineering College. In this video, I am going to discuss about Java database connectivity. Okay. So what is Java database connectivity? Actually, it is an application program interface that is used to connect the Java application to the database. Okay. So we can see we have a Java application program here, and if we want to access some of the data from the database using this Java application program, we need a connectivity between our program and database. So that connectivity is called as Java database connectivity, and which is a standard Java API for database independent connectivity between Java programming language and wide range of databases like MySQL, SQL, Oracle, etc. JDBC can connect and execute query with the database. Okay, so using this JDBC, we can execute the SQL queries in the program itself, and we can access the data or retrieve the data from the database using the Java application program. Okay. Then JDBC API uses JDBC drivers to connect with the database. So JDBC drivers are nothing but different types of classes, or that is a collection of classes which are used to connect with the database. Okay. Then this is an example for Java database connectivity. So this login page, we usually use this login page in our day-to-day life for some of the authentication. Okay, so what does the underlying functionality? Or login page is nothing but an application program or GI program developed by some of the programming language. So consider this example, and in this example we have developed our GUI. So this GUI developed by either Swing or AWT. Okay, so we have used a Java code, and in this program what we are going to do, we are going to authenticate the user. Okay, so this username and password is already saved in some of the database. So that database can be SQL, MySQL, or Oracle, etc. So our ultimate purpose is we have a Java code, and using that Java code we want to access our database to authenticate the username and password. So we need some of the connectivity between the Java application program and the database. So that connectivity is our Java database connectivity, or JDBC. Okay, and this is an example for MySQL connectors. Okay, so MySQL is a database, and we can see different types of connectors available in MySQL. Suppose we are using Java, and we have to use Java database connectivity. And if we are using Python program, then we need Python driver for connecting with MySQL and Python. Likewise, every programming language has its own connector with the database. But in the case of Java, the connector is JDBC. Okay. Now I think you have an idea about JDBC. So JDBC can be defined as it is an application program interface that can access any kind of tabular data, especially the data stored in relational database. Okay. Now let's look this connectivity in detail. So the Java database connectivity API consists of following core parts: JDBC drivers, connections, statements, and result sets. Okay. So JDBC driver, it is used to connect the connect with the database. Okay. They are a collection of classes to connect with the database, and connections. So connection, once we have the database driver or JDBC driver, the classes keep track of available JDBC drivers and create database connections for you. Statements which are used to connect with the driver and database is called as connections. Okay, we have statements. So statements are the different SQL queries, query statements which are used to extract and manipulate the data to or from the database. Okay, and the result is nothing but the results after the execution of SQL or MySQL statements. So these are the different parts of our JDBC API, and here is an example for example class for connection. If you want to establish a connection with the database, then we have to use Java SQL connection. In the case of SQL statement, we have to use the class Java SQL.statement class, and to process the result we need Java SQL.result set, and all these things will be explained in detail in the coming slides. Okay, and this is an example for a connectivity program. So first of all, we have to load our JDBC driver. We need JDBC drivers. So this is an example for MySQL JDBC driver. Okay, so we have to load this MySQL JDBC driver to some of the variable, and the next process is to register our JDBC driver. So if you want to register JDBC driver, we need a method for name. Okay, so using for name of method, we can register our JDBC driver to our program. Then after registering the JDBC driver, we need a connection. So to connect with the database, we need the method get connection of method. So you can use get connection of method. After get connection of method, the database connected successfully. Now you can start the query program. And why should we use the JDBC? So before JDBC, ODBC API was the database API to connect and execute the query with the database. But ODBC API uses ODBC driver, which is written in C language. So this C language means it is platform dependent and it is unsecured. So that's why we are using that is Java has defined its own API that uses JDBC drivers, and this JDBC driver software written in Java language. And this is an example for entire Java database connectivity process. So these are the different steps in Java database connectivity process. First of all, we have to register our driver class and we have to establish a connection. Then after establishing the connection, we have to create the SQL statements. After creating the statements, we have to execute the statements, and after verifying the result, we can close the connection. Okay. So these are the different steps, and these steps are explained in this program. So in the first step, we have to load the driver class. So we have to load the class, and for registering the driver class, we need for name of method. Okay. Next, we have to create the connection. So to create the connection, we need get connection of method, and to create statement means we are going to create a statement, that is we are going to create an object for the statement class, and using this object we can execute our query. Okay, so we have created one object for statement class, and using that statement we can execute our query. So execute query method is used to executing the queries. So query is nothing but SQL query. Okay, so select star from employee means we have to select all the details from the employee table. Okay, and the results will be sent to result set class. Okay. After the execution of query, we can close the connection. So we have established the connection, and the object of connection is con. So cl dot close of means we can close the connection. So these are the different steps in Java database connectivity. Okay, so we can register the driver class using for name of method, and creating connection means get connection of method. Creating statement means create statement of method. Execute query means execute query of method. And close connection means close of method. Okay. And now let's discuss all these steps in detail. So register the driver class means we are loading the driver class. The syntax of registration is for name of method. For name of method, and this is an example for name of method. Here we are registering our Oracle database driver. Okay, and these are the available drivers. For MySQL database, we need com.mysql.jdbc driver, and for Oracle database, oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. Okay, and the next step is create the connection. So get connection of method is used to create the connection between the database application program. Next, we have to create the statement. So create statement of method is used to create an interface between the database and the program. And this create statement method which creates an object for the statement, and this object is used to execute the query. Okay, then execute query method is used to execute the statements. So we have created the object stmt in the previous example. Okay, and using this stmt statement or object we can execute our query. Okay, then This is a summary of the entire Java database connectivity. First of all, we have to register our driver class using for name of method. Next, we have to create the connection, and after that, we have to create the statement. Okay, create the statement means we are going to prepare our SQL statement, and using that object, we can execute our query. After that, we will get the results, and it can be stored into the object, which is the object of the class result set. And after execution, we can disconnect the connection between application program interface and database. So that's all about Java database connectivity. Thank you.